Hello humans, it's just Martine and welcome to the start of a 24 in 72 reading vlog. Typically, when I do a reading challenge like this, I do 24 in 48 hours, so 24 hours of reading in a 48-hour period, but I haven't done that in a while, and there are some things that prevent me from doing that this weekend, but I still have lots of time to read this weekend, so I thought maybe I'd do a 24 in 72 instead. So I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to read as much as possible, and I hope to reach 24 hours. It's currently Friday morning. I keep thinking it's Saturday since I'm not doing any work today, but it's fully Friday. Friday morning, just past 7 a.m., and I'm going to start reading. In fact, I've listened to a couple minutes of an audiobook so far. My main goal this weekend is to finish reading Chain of Thorns. I have 70% of it left, so hopefully we can finish it in the next 3 days because it's due soon at the library, and also I'm loving it. So yeah, let's get to it. Long time no talk. I've officially hit 6.5 hours of reading today. It's now 2 p.m. and I'm going to take a bit of a break from reading to work on editing my Sunday video. Typically when I do a 24 and 48, I make sure that my Sunday video is already up and ready to go before I start, but since I was doing it this way, I was like, I can edit it during it. So that will be the plan. Today, I need to get to at least 8 hours of reading, and I have the Magic Treehouse live show tonight, but hopefully that will be more than possible considering the progress I've made so far. And I don't have any books to tell you about yet because I'm just in the middle of a bunch of chunkers. I am making good progress on Chain of Thorns though. I'm now 2/3 of the way through, which is incredible because yesterday, I think I reached like 30%. We've doubled that. Huzzah. To editing. Past 4 o'clock and I have officially hit 8 hours today, so I'm on track for my 3-day challenge. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break and have some dinner, then I'll read some more before the Magic Treehouse live show, then I'll have that, then I'll read before I fall asleep. It's gonna be a great night. Post Magic Treehouse, time to read again, and also eat some snacks because I'm so hungry. My roommate made me this huge cookie. I'm so excited. Good morning. It's Saturday morning, just turned 10:30, and this morning I spent some time reading the last quarter of Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare, which I'm giving 4.5 stars. I even teared up at one point, just a little, but enough to count, I think. It was such a good ending to the trilogy. I just really loved this trilogy because of the characters. My thing with all Shadowhunters books is like, I don't really care about the like plot of it. I care about the characters. So when the characters are mid, the series is mid, but when the characters are top tier, then the series is top tier. The Shadowhunters part of it is just kind of like a backdrop in which to put different characters. And it's nice because once you understand how the Shadowhunters world works, you can have the fantastical elements without being confused all the time, which is why I like it. This is definitely the best cast of characters, like whole cast of characters in the Shadowhunters world, in my opinion. I do still feel a very deep fondness for the characters in the Clockwork trilogy, specifically Gem, although Gem is a lot in these too. Gem is just my favorite character in the Shadowhunters world. But this one was good, and there was a moment at the end. The thing that made me tear up was because it reminded me of my own family. It would be a spoiler and it would make no sense to you anyway why it mattered, but yeah, I really enjoyed reading this, and it's now gotten me up to 13 hours of reading, which is great progress so far, over halfway there. So I'm going to probably pop my headphones in and go back to audiobook listening while I get some food in me. And also while I was doing that, I got a ton of steps, 14,000 steps, because I was pacing in this big room, not this room is not big, but in a big like common room because no one else was there while I was reading it for like over 2 hours. So I sure got my steps in so I can be cozy when I read for the rest of the day. Okay, back to reading. Hello. It's now almost 1:30 and I just finished listening to the audiobook I've been making progress on yesterday and today, which was The Hotel Nantucket. I think this was the first time I've actually read an Ellen Hilderbrand book. It caught my eye for a while, but I finally read this one because I was looking for audiobooks of books that were over 300 pages. But because they were audiobooks, they had to be things that were like easy enough to follow. So I didn't want them to be like fantasy or sci-fi, which are usually the books that are long enough for what I'm looking for right now. So I read that and I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. Hotel Nantucket is basically about this hotel, and it's seen some rough days, and there's a ghost there now, and at some points we get the perspective of the ghost, which is really fun. And there's a new owner, and he wants to like totally flip the place and then make it like the best hotel ever. And so we're following them along on their process of trying to do that, and it's just like a lovely cast of characters and a feel-good book and just a good time. So I had fun reading that, and now I'm also at 15.7 hours for this challenge, which is good progress. We're almost to where I would need to be by the end of the day if I was doing the minimum amount each day. Not that I've read 8 hours today, but because of the extra hours I read yesterday. Once I hit 16 hours, I would technically be where I need to be for the day. So we'll just keep going, onwards and upwards. Breaking news. It's just past 4 p.m. and I just got back from the grocery store because I took a little break from reading. My brain was so tired, I didn't even listen to an audiobook. I listened to music as a little treat. And I was looking for something to substitute putting in guacamole because tortilla chips doesn't really do it for me all the time for guac. So I was like, I'd really love something. And I ran out of the Takis that I got in Canada. Now, backstory, because you probably already know where I'm going with this, but last year, I got those Takis in Canada and they didn't exist in the United States. And so I got them when I went back this year because they were delicious, thinking they still didn't exist here. And that's because they were brand new in the United States at the time. So they were there when I went to look for something to replace them with. So I'm super excited about that. It's a limited edition thing, so I don't know how long they'll be here, but I had them last year in Canada for the first time. So if you watched my vlog where I like talked about them and I was like, we don't have them in the US, and you were like, you're crazy, we do, know that that's because I was working on old knowledge and past experience. Now I guess I'll get back to reading. 20 hours of reading down, and I have a book to tell you about later, but I don't feel like talking about it now, so later. But 20 hours. Happy Sunday morning. It's almost 9:30 a.m. and I have officially reached the 22-hour mark of reading, so I'm definitely going to finish because I have 2 hours of reading left. And how many hours until the 72 hours is up? A lot, because it technically ends tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So I'm gonna make it. And I'm going to continue this vlog after that. I'll take a huge break from reading after I hit my 24 hours, but then I'll probably do some more reading. I'll at least take you along for that. Not that I think I'm going to be finishing any other books, because I'm just in the middle of so many big books and not near the end of them, but yeah. So I'm finally here to bring you my review for the Inheritance games. This is a really popular series where this girl suddenly inherits like a lot of money, but she doesn't know the man she got it from. There's like a game afoot about it. And growing up, I loved nothing more than books that had like puzzles and stuff in them. I never tried to figure them out along with the characters. I just always thought they were fun for some reason. I specifically remember one year there was a book for the like state reading picks that they had. It had a red cover, but I forget what it was called, but I loved that book so much because it was just characters doing a puzzle competition. I don't know. This I'm giving 3.5 stars. It was fun. I don't have a connection with any of the characters though, and I don't believe the relationships between most of the characters as well. And although there were puzzles, it was maybe not as puzzly as I'd want, maybe? I don't know, that seems weird to say, but I am going to continue with the series, especially because this one kind of ends on like a weird note. I wouldn't say it's a cliffhanger, but it's kind of a cliffhanger because it does the thing where like the epilogue is like preparing you for the next book, and not everything is fully resolved. So hopefully my library loan for that will come in soon. But yeah, this was a really quick, easy read, which really helped with this challenge, but I'm glad I gave it a shot. Not sure the amount of hype it has is fully deserved, but it is a fun book. It's interesting because without looking at any of the blurbs on the front or back of it, as I started reading, I was like, this is giving me Westing game vibes. And then I saw on the back that Kirkus Reviews was like, part the Westing game, part we were liars. And I was like, okay, so it's not just me. Back to reading I go. I can do this. It's 12:30 and I just hit my 24 hours. Yay! Good morning. It's now Monday morning, which means this challenge is officially over. So I read for a total of 25.7 hours and got 2,084 pages read, which is great, not bad at all. I did not really read much after I hit 24 hours, which is totally fine. Like, I wasn't aiming to read too much more than that. I did get sucked up into some Taskmaster, so that was a worthy way to reward myself for all this incredible reading that I got done. So I'm going to end this vlog here. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below what TV show do you watch when you're not reading, and subscribe for more reading, writing, and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!